Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. We're back once again talking about the offseason and talking about G2. They're really going to be a big talking point of the offseason. I mean, these past couple of weeks leading all the way up until November, whatever, when the offseason actually starts happening, because they are one of the most popular teams in the world. They are coming off a year where they didn't even make it to Worlds. They're coming into a very, very big offseason. They have so many different choices that they could make. All of their players have big names. All of their players have big brands. They're looking to bring in big players and big brands. So there's going to be so many interesting decisions, and people are really sitting on the edge of their seat waiting to see exactly what G2 is going to do. But today we are specifically going to be talking about Mr. Jankos, because there is a lot of decisions that can be made, that he can make, that can be made regarding him, and I think they're all very, very interesting, and it seems like everyone has a different opinion. Everyone is seeing things a little bit different, and in this video we're going to go over some things that Jankos has said recently that might give us a little bit of a hint of what he's thinking about for the future, but then also be giving my thoughts and opinions on the entire situation as well. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. Make sure you guys drop a like. I would appreciate that a ton, and subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. With that being said, let's get right into this one, where we are going to be reacting kinda to this video called What's Next from Jankos. He posted this, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago. I've had it on my radar, something that I've wanted to talk about, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I have a big long list of topics, and there's been so much content, so much stuff to talk about recently, that some stuff gets put on the back burner. But this is a 10-minute video, so rather than kind of cutting up through it, we're actually going to be reacting and just kind of reading over a TLDW, TLDR, whatever you want to call it, a too long didn't watch, from this video actually found on the G2 subreddit, because I don't know if you guys are following the G2 subreddit. I am, just because I follow most of the big team subreddits just to kind of, you know, get video ideas, get updates, stay in the loop of all the news. And there's been so many people posting about G2's offseason, so many people posting about Jankos, saying, oh, Jankos is going to Berlin. I wonder if he's going to go have a meeting with Carlos. Oh, Jankos is saying he's going to stream in Korea in the offseason, so that must mean he's staying with G2, because he's not going to be meeting with teams and blah, 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 blah. So Jankos finally posted a video kind of clarifying the whole situation. And yeah, here are some of the key main points. Here is some of what he said as told by Ninja Long on Reddit. So one of the big main things here is that Jankos said he will not retire. So this means obviously we expect Jankos to be back next season. I wouldn't say this means 100% chance he will be back, because we are still not even into the offseason yet. It's still August when I'm recording this video. I think I'm going to post it in September, but the only reason I have a little bit of hesitation with something like this is I'm having some PTSD from like Double If last offseason, who he literally made videos and literally made public statements and came out and said, guys, I am not retiring. Guys, I am coming back next year. I promise you. Like, I'm not going to end on an 0-6 at Worlds. That's not how I'm going to end my career. That's not good enough. And then obviously he retired. Now, I think the Double If situation was very, very weird, because he was kind of washed up. He was kind of in an awkward situation with TSM. They weren't really meeting his demands. He didn't really have as much leverage as he would like. And he's been a guy who's kind of been wishy-washy and back and forth on even playing professionally historically. And I don't really think any of those you can attribute to Jankos. But the thing that is interesting about Jankos is the fact that we are even having these retirement conversations. The fact that he even has to clarify that he's not retiring, I think is a really, really big part of the Jankos story, because each offseason we're going to have these questions. And teams out there, G2 included, have to be wondering, how much longer is Jankos going to play? How much longer until Jankos retires and becomes a full-time streamer? You know, if we try and buy out Jankos, or if you're G2 and you hang on to Jankos and you keep him, how much longer are we really getting Jankos for? Are we going to get 1 year of Jankos? Are we going to get 2? Are we going to get 3? Are we going to get, you know, a super motivated Jankos? Are we going to get a half checked out Jankos who's considering retirement and not sure what he wants to do, and he's just going to try it out for another year? That is a big, big part of this whole thing, and that's why I think maybe G2 could sell him off, because maybe they know he doesn't have too much longer left anyway, and they can go get some money for him before he ends up retiring in like a year or two. But then also on the flip side, Jankos was also very, very good in this past season, so that makes him very valuable, but it also makes him hard for G2 to give up. So there's a lot of variables at play for this. It's going to be a tough, tough decision. I really wouldn't, I don't envy Carlos or being in his position of making this tough, tough decision. He says he is under contract for next year, but he has no clue whether changes will be made to the team or not. So, even behind the scenes, they don't really know what to expect. They don't know if the same team's going to run back. He doesn't have any real information of whether he's going to be going somewhere, whether anyone's going to be going somewhere. He understands that it is possible for him to be let go of. He's not saying that he will for sure be back on G2 next year, nor is he saying that for any of his teammates, which I think is a little bit interesting. He calls the year a disaster after winning 0 championships and failing to qualify for Worlds. Obviously, I don't think anyone should really be surprised by that. He does say that everyone in the team tried their hardest in the summer and has no regrets regarding that. I think a big thing here is that he says there is no bad blood within the team and everyone got along well. Now, I don't think that should be super surprising because we've known G2 to be a very, very close team over the last couple of years. Obviously, the only thing that has changed is Reckless, and I don't really think anyone sensed any bad blood like between Reckless and some other players. So yeah, I mean, that's a good thing to hear that the team's getting along well, so then you're at least leaving open the possibility of them bringing back the entire same roster for next year. But yeah, so I don't know. Not too surprising there, but it is something that he said. He also wants fans to be supportive of all the players, including Wonder, which is like what this guy down here says he thinks is funny, like don't flame Wonder, because obviously Wonder has been getting a lot of the hate. Wonder has been getting a lot of the rumors of maybe getting sold or maybe getting kicked or maybe getting replaced on G2. And a lot of people said, he's the reason that they sucked this year. He's the reason they didn't make it to MSI. He's the reason they didn't make it to Worlds. He's the reason they lost to Fnatic. And I don't think Wonder was great, but I also think G2 had a lot of issues at the same time. I don't think it's as simple as replace Wonder and then this team's going to go back to, competing for world championships or anything like that. So it is tough, but I think it's cool there that, he is defending his teammates and he wants everyone to show support for them. He does say that he will go to Korea if possible in the offseason. Obviously, that's cool. That'll be awesome in terms of content for his streams and YouTube, but also good for him as a player to get better, to continue practicing. He also says that he wants to grind solo queue and also variety stream in the offseason, which, he's going to keep working at streaming, keep working at content creation, because, again, that life after professional play of him being a full-time content creator is coming, and he needs to prepare for that, and he needs to be ready for that. And again, is that going to take away from his pro play? Is that going to take away from his competition? Is he going to be able to balance the two? Is his head going to fully be in competitive? I don't know. We don't exactly know what he's thinking. He is actually one of the older professional players in the world, I do believe. He wants to grind and variety stream. He's happy that Worlds is in Europe, so he gets to play against a lot of the best players. And I think, the whole G2 team should be really happy and excited about that, getting to practice against the best of the best. And that he is going to live view and co-stream Worlds on his stream, which is very, very cool. So, to me, when I read over this whole thing, I think some of the biggest news is that he says he will for sure not be retiring. So we can at least eliminate that from the options of what is going to happen with Jankos in this offseason. And the fact that, again, he doesn't know if any changes will be made to the team or not. He doesn't know whether changes will be made to the jungle for G2, where he's going to end up, or what's going to happen in terms of anything, which means, changes are possible. The G2 players are not stupid. They understand that. They understand this is a business. They understand that this year was a disaster, that this year was not good enough. And even though they tried their hardest, it still didn't work out. So they don't have any excuses. And sometimes, those tough decisions need to be made. So I think it is going to be very, very interesting leading up into the offseason. But I did think it was cool to hear a little bit from Jankos. If you guys want to hear, obviously, the exact words from him, definitely go check out this video. This is on Jankos' channel. It's called What's Next. It was posted August 27th. And it's a very, very good video. But again, 10 minutes long. I'm not going to sit here and watch a 10-minute video. But those were some of the key main points. I thought that guy on Reddit did a very, very good job picking those out. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think Jankos should do? Do you think he should stay with G2? Do you think he should head to NA? Go somewhere else in Europe? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.